In a bustling city where ambition and success collided, there lived a young woman named Zara. She was not only beautiful but exceptionally intelligent. With an IQ that surpassed most, Zara had always excelled in everything she did. From school to university, and later in her professional career, she was the star. But despite all her achievements, one thing eluded her: love. Zara often wondered why she couldn't find someone who could understand her, someone who could truly match her intellect, and who could see past her accomplishments and appreciate her for who she was. As she approached her late 20s, the pressure mounted. Her friends were getting married, having children, and building lives with their partners, but Zara felt a strange emptiness. She wasn't bitter, but there was an undeniable longing deep inside her. Her story wasn't unique. Zara had heard this saying many times: 99% intelligent girls are single. It always left her puzzled. Why was it so difficult for a highly intelligent woman to find love? Was there something about her intellect that made her less desirable? Or was it something else entirely? One evening, after another lackluster date where she felt like her intellect intimidated the guy sitting across from her, Zara met with her best friend, Maya. Maya, who was always a great listener, knew Zara's struggles all too well. "Zara," Maya began gently, "you're amazing. But sometimes I think your intellect makes men feel small." Zara frowned, but Maya continued, "Think about it. Many men struggle to be with someone who challenges them constantly. Most guys want a partner who can make them feel good about themselves, someone who looks up to them. But you don't need anyone to look up to you. You've worked so hard to be where you are, but that can be intimidating for some." Zara sat quietly, reflecting on her friend's words. It was true. In her relationships, she often found herself in a constant battle to be heard, to be understood. She didn't want to dumb herself down, but she couldn't help but notice how often her intellect made men uncomfortable. Over time, Zara began to feel the loneliness creep in. She buried herself in her work, convinced that success would be her only companion. Yet, in the silence of the nights, she longed for someone who could appreciate her not just for her achievements, but for the person she was inside. She longed for emotional connection, for someone who could challenge her in ways other than intellect. Then one day, as she was walking through the park after a long day of meetings, she met someone who would change everything. His name was Amir. He was not an academic or a professional with accolades like Zara, but he had an aura of kindness and wisdom that intrigued her. Unlike the men she had dated, Amir didn't try to impress her with his career or status. Instead, he listened. He asked her about her thoughts, her dreams, and her fears. For the first time in a long time, Zara felt seen for who she truly was. As their relationship blossomed, Zara realized something profound. She didn't need to dim her light to find love. Amir never felt overshadowed by her intellect. Instead, he appreciated her brilliance and pushed her to be the best version of herself. But what truly set Amir apart from everyone else was his emotional intelligence. He knew when to challenge her, and when to simply listen and offer support. His ability to understand her complexities made their relationship stronger, not weaker. Zara's experience taught her a valuable lesson. Being intelligent didn't mean she had to compromise who she was to find love. It wasn't about finding someone who matched her intellectual capacity. It was about finding someone who could meet her on an emotional level, someone who appreciated her for all her layers, not just the intellect. In the end, Zara realized that the phrase, 99% intelligent girls are single, was more of a stereotype than a reality. She had spent so much time worrying about being too intelligent for love, when in fact, love wasn't about intellect at all. It was about connection, understanding, and mutual respect. And when you find someone who sees you for who you are, all of your intelligence becomes just another part of the beautiful puzzle that makes you whole. Zara and Amir's love story wasn't perfect, but it was real. And for the first time, Zara felt truly complete. She wasn't just a smart woman with a career. She was a woman loved for all her complexities, and that made all the difference.